So now we are going to understand about certain more basic data types into the R. There are certain more basic data types such as vectors, lists, matrices, data frames, and factors. So let's understand all these things step by step now. Vectors. What are these vectors now? Vector is the basic data structures of R containing the same type of data. So vectors are basically the main data structures. It will be containing the similar type of data. Either we are putting there the numeric data types or the string data types or the logical data types there. The second one is matrices. A matrix is basically an array of numbers, or we can have the matrices into the form of what? Just like a mathematical object. The third one is the list. List will store the collection of objects when vectors are of same type and length in a matrix basically. So basically here we can create the list with the help of same type and the length also. The fourth one is the data frames. So it is being generated with the help of different vectors now. So we'll be doing it very step by step now. So let's see now how to create the vectors now. Vector is a basic data structure in R that will contain the similar type of elements here. And these types of data types could be logical, integer, character, double also, right? And if we want to check it out that what is the type here, so type of function we can use there. So now let's see how to create the vector here. So to create the vector here, we have to write in this way. One can see here, just the C variable, I have to write it here. This one is a mandatory operation to do. So here we have to write just C and inside it bracket, and then there we have to write the data, just like 2, 3, 5. So now let's see here, see this one particularly. C 2, 3, 5. So all the 2, 3, 5 are of numerical data. So we can write it in this way, okay? Or one can see here, suppose I want to write the vector of logical value. So I have to write here C, okay, this particular character I have write, then all the values which I have to write, that will be into the logical way. I have to write it, logical values. Suppose I want to write with a character string. So here, so C, and then inside it, I have to write all the character strings here, right? If I want to find out the length, so length function is there. Inside that, I have to write the detailed vector now. So now let me do all these operations now. Suppose here I want to see that what is the indexing in vector, how I can do the indexing in vector as well. So here, what I can do, that when I'm doing the indexing here, indexing means to find out the particular element. So all these are basically the particular elements present into the vector here. So if I want to find out a particular element from this list here, so I can find out with the help of indexing here, indexing. So we'll be doing all these things now step by step. These are also operations we are going to take now. Okay, so let me come here into the now RStudio now. Okay, what we can do here, one more thing before starting writing the vectors here. Suppose here, this one I had told you, this one is a console here, okay? And this one is line by line, we are writing it here. Onto the console, we are writing line by line. But at the same time, suppose I want to make the file, okay? So in that case, instead of writing all the commands here into the console, we can make the file as well, where I can write all the commands together in a collected way. What I can do here, just I can go to file, say here, I can go to file, click it here, and here one can click it here, new file. Okay, new file one can click it here, right? So here there are many formats are given here. One can choose the simple one here. There are many other formats as well. So one can choose it as a R script only, okay, that you can write here, or text file also you can use it here. So if I'm writing here R script here, so here, see here, this one is mentioned here, say this one. This new file has been opened, untitled name, but this has been opened here. So here I can just write certain functionalities, means one can write the command here. So if I'm writing the command, I can save those commands as well. Okay, so suppose here I'm just writing I'm writing here 90. Suppose I'm writing this one. I'm writing here B 10. Suppose 100 I'm writing. Okay, so this one is present there. So I'm maintaining it into the file, but it is not running here. It will be running here into the console. Here it will be running here. Okay, and here suppose I want to write here C. Oh, not here. I have to write it here. Here, press the cursor here. See here, A plus B. Okay, so suppose here I want to write it here. Now just select it here and click here onto the run button. Okay, or wait here, just to select this thing here. Right, and there is this onto the side, you can see the run button is there. So see here, it has run. Okay, if I'm clicking it here, show me the C here, right? So if I'm selecting it and here I'm clicking onto the run, so see here, it is showing me, it is running here. So the point is here, if I want to maintain the file as well, I want to store the data, so I can do it here with the help of file making as well. Because when we write the things here onto the console, so it is a temporary workspace, right? So line by line, it is going to be right here and it is going to be done here. But at the same time, if we are writing it here into the text file mode here, okay, so this could be saved. You can open it anytime as per your way, right? So that we can do it here, and collectively we can run, or single also we can run it here. Okay, suppose here I'm just writing length, any length variable here I'm making 80 is the length here, breadth is there, right? Any 20 breadth is there. Here I'm just writing area, that I'm writing length into breadth here, and I want to print that. Okay, here I want to print it. So if I want to run it instead of this one, suppose I'm selecting all, then I have to click it here onto the R, this R particular, so it will start running. But instead of this, if I am writing, just selecting one and click on run, okay, run, so it is running. So length is having the data, then I'm selecting the eighth line, you can see the line number as well. Click here onto the run, breadth is run. See that workspace here, it is running one by one now. It is running now. Means one by one command I'm giving it here, it is running here. The second command here I'm just giving, it is running here. If I run this one and click here onto this run button, so it will start running here. If I click it here, again click on run button, then it will start running here. So the impact is coming here onto the workspace. So this one is basically the temporary space here, right? But this one is the permanent one. Okay, so this one is acting as what? This one is the permanent one, and this one is acting as the file, normal file. So one can see the name untitled 2 right now, means you can save it with any name that you can save it. If you go to file, click on save as, so you can do that also. You can just save as. If you click it here, save as, the file would be saved with a .r extension. Remember .r extension, because it is the R package, that's why it will be a .r extension. So whenever you are saving it here, okay, suppose you are saying F1 is a file name, so automatically .r will be there. You can see other files as well. See here, basics1.r is there, basics2.r is there. So .r will be the extension here. .r, any file name here, and .r will be the extension, right? So that one is there. Now what we are going to do, I'm running the third one. See, I'm just running this third line here. Select it here, click here onto the run button, and just click it here onto run. Area is 1600. In this way we can work it. Okay, so any way you can work it now. Now we are going to start with vectors. Okay, so I'm just clicking it here onto this one just to clean this workspace now. Now here I'm just writing about the vectors. So how to create the vectors basically. This sign, I'm assigning the C here, okay? Or what can I do it? Directly I can write a very simple way. What I'll do, how to write the basic vector here. Suppose here I'm just writing, C is the notation to write a vector here. C here, in this way I have to write it here. Suppose here I'm just giving in this way only, just it is created here. Okay, so vector is created here. But at the same time, if I want to store it any variable, that I can do it here. So what I'll write here, C 1, 2, 3, that I'm providing it here. So vector is created. Suppose here I'm just writing C 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Any same data type element one has to give it here. So here, see here I'm just writing it again. 55, 88, 22, 56. So same type of element we have to provide it here into the vectors here. Okay, so these are basically, this vector is basically what? Here I have to give the same data type here. If it is an integer values, digits are there. So yes, we have to give only digits. Okay, if I want to give a particular character, so that also I can give it here. So a particular character I have to create it here. So character means ABCD's value. Suppose here I'm just writing here A, B, C, ABC. So ABC is there. Okay, so you can see how this ABC is working. Now suppose here I want to give C, okay. Any other value here I'm just giving 7.8. Point means decimal value here I'm giving 34.6, 89.2, 56.4. That one is coming here. So it is giving. So basically all these elements we do call whenever we are creating the vectors here. So all these values inside it. So they will be the elements of the vectors. Elements of the vectors here. Okay, so all these are basically elements of the vector. Right? Suppose here I'm just creating C. Here I'm writing any character values. Here I'm just writing India, USA. See the codes I'm providing it here. UK, any particular values, but all the values should be here with the double quotes and the string data type. So you can see it here, it is just line between. Now I can store these vectors into the variables as well. That also I can do it here. So how? Suppose here I'm just taking any variable here, A variable, C arrow, this one, hyphen C here I'm writing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here I want to see what is the value of A here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it means I had just gave these values, this one values to, gave these values to A. So see here, A is holding the data. Okay, in the similar way, suppose I'm giving the values to VB as well. So B, and then one can write it here. Any value you can give it. Oh, wait, I have to give here C, vector value. And here I have to give 22, 33, 44, 55. Any values one can give it here. Okay, and I want to see the value of B here. So it is just showing you the B values. So it means I have stored the values of vector inside the two variables. So here I had just created the vector, stored it into the A. I had created the vector, stored it into the B. Okay, that I did it. Now we can have the arithmetic operations of these vectors as well. Okay, so we can have the arithmetic operations also. Means we can A plus B, we can do it here. A plus B, I can do it here. So see here, A plus B is there. So what it has been done, see here, the vector A, the vector B. Okay, so suppose here C 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is there. This is the vector value of A. And if I check it out, the vector value of B here, this one is, we can take it in this way. We can take it in this way, 44, 22, 33, 44, 55 means these value we had taken. Now I want to add it. So here suppose that I'm making A plus B, you can see it here. So what is the resultants coming here? So the resultants will be here. So it is just making what? A plus B you are making it here. Because you can do the vector arithmetic as well. So here you are just adding it here. Okay, so what resultant you will be getting here? 54 if you add these two. 10 plus 44. Okay, you will be getting what? You will be getting here 42. Okay, so you can see 54 it is here. 42 it is here. For these one you will be having what? 63. So the same is here 63. For these one it is having the 84. So it is there 84. And for these one it is a 105. So the same one is here 105. The point is here that you can have the vector arithmetic as well. Okay, so one should know how to create the very basics of the vectors in this way. So one should remember that whenever creating the vectors here, so all the data elements inside the vector should be same data type. Same data type here. So suppose here integers are present, or there should be only characters should be present there, or decimal value should be present here. One has to take care for these one. Now we'll be looking certain more operation here. So let's go with a certain more simple operation here. So okay, A plus B is there. I can take certain more. A minus B, I can do it here. A minus B, you can do it here. It is just giving the minus operation. Even you can give here A multiply by B. See at the last here I'm writing. It is just giving the multiply operation. A divided by B operation also you can do it here. So it is just showing all these operations. One can see it here regarding to the vector. This one, this one, this one. Okay, these operations are there. Now there are certain more one. I'm just making the it clear console now here. Okay, and here from here I'm just taking certain more operations. One can see, one can write these way also. Here, let me take from this one now. Suppose here I am having this vector. Okay, this one. So here, this one, this particular vector. I'm just writing any number here then, right? Suppose here I'm writing 78, 90, 22, 56, 67 means five values are there, 5 elements are there, or 5 components are there. I want to see what is the length. So length function is there. Inside the length function, just I added this one. So length function is there, which will give me the total length of the data. So here it is saying 5 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So length will just check it out. What are the lengths here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5s are there. Okay. In that way we can work. Now see here, there is a concept of indexing. Okay. So let's see what is the indexing now. Okay. So the term is basically indexing. Okay, so that we can do it. How? Suppose here I am having the data. I'm storing the data here into the variable. Any variable here I'm using. So I'm making a vector and storing the data into the variable. Suppose here I'm just writing 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 66, 77. These values I'm just giving. Now I'm looking what is the data inside the X. So here it is showing these data are 11, 22, 33. These elements are present here. Now I want to see the indexing. So let's check it out first. How to write the indexing here. X, and in this square bracket I have to write it here. I want to check first index 11. If I want to check it out the second index 22. So basically what it is doing, there is a indexing values inside R here. So it will start from 1. So basically what it is doing, see, if X is present there, so inside the X here, there is an indexing. So in indexing this particular first index, the value is stored here 11. Inside the second one, the value is stored here. Inside the second element, the value is stored with a 22 here. Inside the X here, the value is stored with the third one here. Inside the X, at the fourth index, the value is automatically stored with the next one here. Here also, at the fifth element, the values are stored with this one. So these elements are stored at a particular index now. These elements are stored at the particular index now. These elements are stored at the particular index now. Okay. So I call this as an index. So index is a basically place value where these values are stored internally. So if you want to see that what is the value inside x1. So x is the name of a variable here. So x1 if you are writing here. So if you want to find out x1, what is the x1? What is the value stored it here? So if you write it here, see you had written it here. So what it is saying? 11. It is saying 11 is the value inside it. Okay. So at the first index, the value is 11. You can see it here, this one. Okay. Now taking the second one here, suppose you want to see here, what is the value of the second index here? what is the value of the second index here? So it will say 22 is the value inside the second index. You can see it here, 22 is there. If I want to see what is the value of the third index, that will say 33. So what I'll do, I'll just write it here. X, I am writing it here, 3. That was the value here, 3. So it is saying 33 is the value stored inside the third index. So here it is making a count in this way. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So these are the index automatically given to store these values inside the X variable. If I want to see what is the value at the fourth, so it will say inside the fourth index 44 is there. What is the value at the fifth index? So it will be showing you 55 is the value inside it. Okay, and if we go ahead, so that will be showing 66 or 67. Now there is a concept of slicing basically, right? So inside the slicing, that will show the subset of. So suppose this is the data here, okay? And I want to do the slicing now. So inside X, these values are stored here. Suppose here I want to see what is the data between 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what it is doing, it is asking into the slicing, just make a pieces, find out the subset from it, from this entire data. So here it will be starting from 1 and moving up to 3 index here. So let's see here, suppose here I'm just writing, what is the slicing here? X, 1, 2, 3. So here what it is doing, inside the R slicing here, just I had told you the index number 1, index number 2, index number 3, 4, 5, 6. So what it is doing, to show me the value between the 1 and the 3. So here the first is 1, then 22, the second is 22, and the third one is 33. So it is saying that whenever we give the slicing here, we call it a slicing. So whenever we give the slicing, it will take out the in-between values, any subset from the data. So it will start looking the index number. So start value, it will just check it out. And this colon is a range that from start to end, you have to check out these values. So it is saying from start, just check it out the first value and move up to end 3. So what it will do, it will just check it out here for the first and 3 here. So it will check it out. What is the first index? What is the second index? 22. What is the third index? 33. So 11, 22, 33 value will come out. Because at the first location, 11 is present. At the second location, 22 is present. At the third location, 33 is present. Now here I am just changing it again, and let's see certain more operation with the slicing here. Now suppose here I am just taking out the value of, here I'm just writing the same figure, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77. So here 1, 2, 3, these are the indexing. We will be using all this indexing for the slicing purpose. So all these one are into the X variable. So here I'm just looking X, okay. Show me what will the slicing between 1 to 4 here. What will be the value coming from 1 to 4? So it will start looking from the 1. So here this value is basically the start value. And then range is there, and then ending value. So into the slicing, whenever we are talking about the slicing here, it will be giving in this way, start to end, move up to the indexes from start to end. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4. From start 1 and up to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. up to here it will go. So what we will do here, if I'm writing it here, x 1 to 4, 11, 22, 33, 44, that one is coming here as a response here. So here 11, 22, 33, 44. Now here if I'm writing it here, x, suppose here I want to write, okay, show me the data between the slicing of 4 to 6. So it will start from 4, move up to 6. So 4, 5, 6. Let's see what is the value at the fourth one now. So at the 4 you can see 44, 4, 5, 6. So 44, 55, 66. These values will come it out here. Suppose here I am writing x 4 to 6. Tell you all the values. So here are 44, 55, 66 is coming here. At the same time, if you are writing it here, x, show me the slicing of between 2 to 5. 2 to 5 here. So one can just check it out, these values here. 2 to 5 here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, that will come here. So here 22, 33, 44, 55, that will start coming in here. So one can make in this way slicing. Suppose you want to give here x, move up to 3 to 7. So it will start giving 33, 44, 55, 66, 60, 77. Up to 7 is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These values it will be capturing. So in this way one can make the slicing here. Right? So this is one case. Now inside the slicing there is a negative indexing as well. So let's see here. These ones, see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These comes under this indexing here. Okay, normal indexing. And these are all, we did it with the slicing. Right? Now there is another one, negative indexing. Negative indexing. So how does negative indexing work now? So here what I'm doing, just I'm sweeping it here, right? And I'm just coming here again. I'm doing x. Let's see the value of x. If I'm writing here x, what is -1? X -1. This one is a negative indexing here. So here it is just chopping it out the -1. What it is doing, it is just cutting out the -1, the first one, it is cutting it out. Okay, it will just remove the first one and it will give you the last, all the remaining one. If here I'm just giving -2, okay. So here it is just chopping out the second element here. So these one are basically the negative indexing here. So if we are doing the -1, so what it is giving here with the -1 indexing, if we are doing it here in case of R, so it is just chopping out the first element, because this one is the first element. It will just not represent this first element, other element will be represented. And when we are doing the -2 here, so if we are giving at the same time -2, it will chop out the second element. So here earlier 22 is there, but now it is chopped out into the x -2. It will just not represent the second element here. It will negate it from here. It will negate the -3. Means whenever the negative indexing is there, that number of particular elements, see -3 is there, you can't see 33 number here, that one is chopped out from the answer here. So -3 means just chop out the third element. So in this way it will work it here. So similar way you should know that what is the indexing and the slicing. So in a simple way here. Let's do certain more operations. Suppose here, just I'm running this one. See, you can also write the code here in the similar way and you can run it here. So instead of directly writing it here, because currently I've shown how to write the code here, okay, onto the workspace currently. But now I will run few of the codes from here. Okay, I will run the codes from here directly from the file, and let's see how the response is coming. So it is up to you only that you can write it here onto the workspace, or you can use the file as well, where you can store the data as well, what to write it here. So here I had written certain data. Suppose this I'm running it initially. Click onto the run button. It is X is coming it here. Suppose I want to run X. So here it is clicking on run. It is showing the values of X. Then I want to see what is the first index here. Click here onto the run. It is saying 8 is the value. Now here I'm just giving N and this one. So here it is just showing you N is the variable which is holding the value of vector 235. It is showing you this one. You can see it here. Responses are coming here, and all these responses are coming this one. Okay. Now here, suppose I want to run this one. This vector here, I want to run it here. See, S is equal to that one is also coming. If you want to see the S, you can just run it here. It is showing you, right? Now suppose here I want to integrate all. I want to integrate all. Integrate all means this one. See, I want to integrate all the NSX. So here you can just click in here on the run button, and you can see with this one. If I include it here, this has include entirely the N vector, the S vector, and the X vector. So it has added the entire one. Okay, so directly anywhere one can write it, either directly here into the workspace. So workspace is a temporary space, you can write the command, but here one by one command will be executed as interpreter is working here. Or one can write the commands here into the file. Okay, from here you can just open the new file R script. You can just click it here, and you can find your file here with the untitled here, and then you can run it here. Here it will be start writing it here, those commands, whatever I have taught you. So you can practice the commands directly here also, or if you want to write it here, write the commands here, then you start running. Either way one can select it here. So in this way, the very basic things we can write it with the vectors here. Now see here, certain more data I had given for the practice here. Suppose I had given here temp, this one I am just running it here. So it will run it here, this temp here. Now these are what? These are the slicings are given here. See here, it is just showing, one can see it here, how the slicings are coming. And here, if I'm running this one, click here onto the run button. If I want to see A, click here, A value. I want to see certain more indexings of A variable here. See this one, the values are coming here for the indexing. So one can have these ones. Suppose here I'm writing these. So here I had clicked it. I can select these value multiple times as well. Means I can select all the values and click here onto the run button. So continuously everything will be run one by one. Okay, so in this way one can run it here. At the same time, if I want to make the negative index here, suppose either you can run it one by one. Suppose here I'm just running it one by one. See here, value is coming here. At the same time, if I want to run here -1 here, it is just coming temp -1, temp -2 means it is running the internal command. So different negative indexing it is just doing here. Okay, so these things you can just test it out. All these commands are written here. One can see this one by one. And these variables are already settled previously here. Here these values are settled here, and these are the operations given here. onto the variable. So anywhere into the direct workspace or any other directly onto the workspace also one can write it here. Okay. Wait here. Suppose here I'm just see here I'm just clicking it here onto the run button. It is there. I want to see here. I want to see here. In this way also I can see that which portion I want to see it. That is also valid here, right? One can see it's S2, 3. Okay. Show me from data starting from 2 ending up to 3. So starting from 2 here, ending up starting from 2 ending up to 3, it is showing you, right? So that one is there. Here we can see that these one are what? These are the range, means even I can call it this one, like here we have studied, okay. This one is majorly called as the slicing, okay. But also we can call it a range here, the range, because we are ranging from 2, 3, 4. So you can give a name to the range as well to this part. You can call it a slicing or the range, that is equivalent almost. Okay, so that one is there. You can see certain more operation named vector members here. Suppose here I'm running this one. Okay. So here, click here onto the run button. So C is there. V is means one vector, you are creating it here and you are assigning it to V variable. Okay. Suppose here, okay, just a moment. First name and last name we had created here. Just a moment here. Suppose here I'm just running it here. I'm just taking a first name and a last name. Okay, and storing into the variable, that is also possible. Okay, so if I'm running it here, so one can say it here that see this one particularly this Mary and Sue is coming into here V. Okay, and I'm assigning that Mary and Sue is what? This Mary is basically a first name and Sue is basically the last name. Here I'm assigning this point to the named vector. So these are the named vector, means I had created the value first and then to the same variable with the help of names. I'm just putting that that Mary, it means give the heading to this V, and inside the V Mary and Sue is there, so give the heading to this V. So here I'm just giving first name and last name. So first name is given to Mary, last name is given to Sue. So here I can just write here C, first name and last name. It means just give the first name to Mary, last name to Sue. So these are the value. V is the value you are creating, but you are giving the heading. So how you are assigning the heading? Names is there. Inside the names, you have to pass this particular value V, which is holding Mary and Sue. And then you are making one more vector where you are assigning first name and last name to V. So that will automatically go to what? Mary and Sue. So first name, when you'll be checking it out, it will be showing you the Mary. And when you're checking out the last name, you'll be getting the Sue. So here, Mary is there and last name Sue is there. Okay, so that one is there. Right, and if I click it here, so here it is just showing you collectively. I want to check it out all the things here. So it is showing you the last name and the first name. It means first name or last name you can write it. It will be showing you the Mary Sue, or if you are reverting it, the last name and the first name, it is showing you Sue Mary. So these are the very basic things how we can just check out with a simple vectors. Okay, so today I had covered with the vectors, how to work with the very simple vectors into the R language here by using the R Studio.